Hello there, it's Jim here from I Am With Jim. Welcome to this video in which I will be doing a video from a request I had in the comments yesterday. If possible, here, can you please make a video about connecting machine learning Lorentzian classification indicator with Cryptohopper, where Cryptohopper buys when, let me read the full comment there. By up arrow signal shows and sells when it shows the close position green cross. I know exactly what he's talking about because I have been experimenting with that in the past couple of weeks, using Tradingview Lorentzian classification indicator to set off automatic trades for me. Now I've also been testing out another strategy for the past 1 day, where it's coming up to 1 day anyway, maybe a couple more hours until this has finished playing out, and that's doing quite well, so I'll make a video on that at another time. However, that is bound to do quite well because we have Bitcoin doing rather well, don't we? So yeah, obviously just about any strategy is going to do quite well. So anyway, this Lorentzian classification indicator and how to set it up with your Cryptohopper. So let's crack on. I've cleared my chart off, apart from these two lines which I don't really need anymore. Let's get rid of them there. And this is a blank chart, no indicators whatsoever, and I'm going to add the Lorentzian classification indicator to this chart and show you how it works. Okay, so you're going to click on indicators here and you're going to type in, you can type in machine learning, or you can type in Lorentzian classification, both of those, and it's this one by JDEHorty. Okay, alright, so here it is loading itself up there, look. Alright, so I'm on the 1 hour chart right now, and because Bitcoin's pumped, obviously we've got this nice big juicy section here, and we're now over 30k, which I can pretty much say that I think the bear market is definitely over now. There are people that will argue with that, but you know, they're perma bears and they just think everything's going to go down forever. So anyway, I'm digressing. So Lorentzian classification, it's all on the default settings. I haven't changed anything. Alright, and it seems to be quite good. Now, a few things about this. I've tried it on the 1 minute, I've tried it on the 3 minute, I've tried it on the 5 minute. Like I said, I've been experimenting for the last couple of weeks with this. I've tried lots of different time frames, lots of different coins, and as you know, Bitcoin has been going sideways for a few days, right? For a good few days, yeah, we've had all this sideways action here. So what I've noticed about this indicator is it seems to be more beneficial on the higher time frames, if you get what I'm saying. Now if you look here, this is on the daily chart, we got a buy signal from the Lorentzian here, and they happen when the trend line here turns green, okay, and it gets to a certain point and then you get a buy signal. However, even after this happens, you can still get a dump down below where the buy signal is, and if that happens on like a 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute chart, that can be quite painful to watch. Alright, so the other way to go about it is to use a larger time frame and be more patient while waiting for these buy signals to come in. they're few and far between. Look, this is a daily chart, so you've got a long time. Look at that one there. It's come down and then it's fired off a sell signal. So if you'd have got in there, you'd have gone up to 10% profit and then come all the way down to minus 12% without one of these being fired off. Alright, so due diligence, guys. Test this strategy out. It's not really a strategy, it's just telling the bot when to buy. Test this out using your own settings on a paper trading bot, and I recommend using a higher time frame, not necessarily as high as the 1 day. I would say between 1 hour, 4 hour, 12 hours, something like that. Alright, so let's have a look. If you had used this in the last few days and this indicator would fire off a buy signal, and 27 days, look, 27 days, we're still in a position from the last time it fired off. There's no sell signal yet, look. Yeah, so about 36-37%. Now, using different candlesticks as well seems to affect it. Look at the win rate there, it says 90.2%, and that's on the Heikin Ashi. If you switch this to regular candles, you'll get different results. Look, 86.7% win rate. Alright, now I know what you're thinking, because I was thinking the same thing myself. Why not just use a lower time frame and let the Lorentzian classification indicator do everything for us, buys and sells, and hopefully the law of averages will come out even Stevens or better than that in profit. Okay, so here's the problem with that though. You can get these sections here, look, where it fires off a buy. Let's say it fires off a buy here and it goes up only like 1/3%. Is that going to be enough? And then you get a sell signal and that comes back down. Is basically going sideways in a small range, and that you can get caught out with stop losses and, you know, tiny profits that are not really worth doing, because your fees will be almost as much as the profit, kind of thing. So, and that's that working on the 1 minute time frame. Look, and look how many signals you've got on these sideways ranging sections. You're going to end up with a lot of that. So what will happen if we switch to maybe a 5 minute? We've got a 64% win rate on there using the regular candles, and if we switch to Heikin Ashi, we've got a slightly improved 72%. Okay, so again, still a lot of sideways action. Maybe that one would be a good one, almost 1% there in 2 hours, almost. But mostly you're going to be too choppy, and, you know, costing you a lot in fees. Yeah, so what you want is a high-ish time frame balanced out with regular trades, frequent trades, and decent profits. Is a balancing act. All right. So what I recommend, I've tried this 1 minute, 3 minute, 5, 6 minute, 10 minute, 12 minute, 15 minute, and I've had varying results. All right, and I'm still trying to find that magic time frame. yeah, and I could basically tell you that the really small time frames are not very good. All right. The higher the time frame, the longer you will have to wait for a trade to start, but you are more likely to make a decent profit once that trade gets going. Do you get me? So, for example, here's the 1 hour chart. Let Lorentzian load itself in. Alright. So you can see the moves are a fair bit bigger. Alright, so let's say this one here, just a random place. So let's say we got in there, just above the green line, and it went up 4% in 3 hours. That might be alright. It'd be good. But you will still get sections of the chart where you've got a lot of sideways action going on. Now, what I recommend to you is, instead of using the sell signals from Lorentzian, is to let the bot handle the selling using a trailing stop loss, because that way you'll avoid a lot of the fake sell signals. Alright, the false sell signals. So no matter where it triggers here, for example, let's have a measure of that one above the line. You see the profits are slightly better, 2% there, and that's not much of a move, is it? Let's take this one here. Let me zoom in a little bit. Alright. That would have gone up to its max peak. 2% there. Alright. How about this one? Just above the green line. That's when the green indicator fires off, just once the candle has got above the green line. So I'm measuring it from almost the bottom of the candle, but not the very bottom, look. There's a good one, but look, as you can see, it's taking a lot longer to get to its peak, which was 7.82% in 1 day and 7 hours. That's not too bad. Now, let's say that you were using the sell signals with the bot, so buys and sells. So this Lorentzian takes care of everything. Let's see what would happen. Well, and you had no trailing stop loss. You would go right up to around almost 8%, yeah, at its peak, and then you'd see it coming down to about 4.8, 4.9 before doing a sell. So you might have missed out on 3% extra profit and a shorter time period. Do you get me? So that's why I say maybe the trailing stop loss in the bot is the best way to go. And another benefit to that is, if you've got a certain version of Tradingview, you only get so many alerts. I mean, I'm on the Pro version, and I believe it's 20 alerts maximum that I get. Alright, so if you've got the Pro version of Tradingview and you've got only 20 alerts, and you want to do 20 coins on your Cryptohopper, well, you'd only be able to do the buy signals for those 20 coins, or you'd be able to choose 10 coins with buy and sell signals. So, you know, balancing act again. So if you wanted 20 coins, you could use 20 alerts for just the buy signals, and then let the hopper, the Cryptohopper trading bot, take care of the sells using a trailing stop loss. So what I would recommend you do is not rush into things. Have a look at the paper trading bot. Set up these this indicator with alerts to tell it when to buy on your paper trading bot, and kind of look back in history and get an average of how much things pump when you get these buy signals. Now, most of the time, like 70-80% of the time, Bitcoin itself will be doing a lot of sideways action. Then it'll get a pump, or then it'll get a dump. Alright? So what you want is like an average that you can expect in one of these kind of ranges, and you need to kind of find a time frame that works best for you. Alright, so like this here, it would have been fired. Let me look, that section there, that would not have fired a buy alert until it just got over the green line, which is about there, and that would have gone up 2%, and that might be alright if you're doing that over and over again on a 1 hour time frame. So 3 bars, 3 hours, you've got your 2%. Maybe your trailing stop loss kicks in at 2% with a 0.5% drop, and it sells at 1.5% profit. Now let's see if the next buy signal would get us that 2% to its peak, right to its peak. You could say that is the peak there. 3.2% on that one, and that would take 1 day and 2 hours. Let's measure the next one. Just above the line. Now the peak was actually, is it the same candle? 3.6%. This could work, you know. If you use the sell signals, however, you're going to be using more alerts, and you can often see it comes down a fair bit before the sell signal fires. The sell signal here will fire when the candle gets below the red line. Now it could be here, could be here, could be down at the bottom of the candle here. So you don't want that. So maybe the trailing stop loss is the best way to go. Or you can even set a fixed rate. You could say, right, sell when anything gets to 2%. No trailing stop loss whatsoever. You can do that also. It's a million different ways you can do things. Alright, so let's have a measure of, did we measure this one? So there, just above the line, buy. Yes, same candle, 3%. Very nice. Alright, let's have a look at this one. Got a feeling this is not going to be much. At its peak, there you go, look, 1.81. That didn't even reach the 2%. How about this one? Just above the line. It's quite a good one. A 7.5%, but that took a day and 7 hours. So I mean, not everything happens like that. You don't get 7-point-something% on every single trade, but you've got your trailing stop loss, and if you didn't have your trailing stop loss and you decided to sell at 2%, or you told the bot to sell at 2%, you'd have missed out on an extra 5.5%. Swings and roundabouts, guys, you know, you make your own decisions. Alright, so maybe you would be better setting a trailing stop loss that activates, I don't know, 2%. So it gets up to here, where gets up to 2%, it activates the trailing stop loss. So if it drops down to only 1.5%, then it sells, gets out of the trade quickly, grabs that 1.5% and waits for the next opportunity. With this particular move here, I can see that it wouldn't have got stopped out on the trailing stop loss. It would have gone up and up and up. It didn't drop more than 0.5% is what I'm trying to say. So maybe that section there did. So let's have a look at that. Yeah, that section did. But by that point, you would have got yourself all the way up to 7.67%, which is good, and the trailing stop loss would have kicked in at 7% ish. So you would have grabbed 7% on that move using the trailing stop loss, versus setting it at 2%, sell no matter what. Trailing stop loss could be a better option, but that trade would take longer. Let's see how long it would have taken to get to your 2% and then sell. It's about the top of, about the middle of that candle there. Boom, it sells. So that took 11 hours versus 11 hours for 2%, or bring it back down to 7%. 1 day and 7 hours for 7%. Up to you guys, what would you do? So I'm going to show you how to set up. And I'm not specifically saying, hey, you should do it on the 1 hour. It could be the 4 hour. It could be the 6 hour, the 12 hour. And if you're really patient, the 1 day. Now, obviously, on a 1 day time frame, if you are here, if you are starting this on Friday the 16th of December and you've just had a buy signal there, well, how long are you going to have to wait? You have to wait weeks for the next one. 63 days. Are you willing to wait 63 days for the next buy signal to go off? I know that I would find that quite painful. Watching your bot do nothing for 2 months. And watching everything go up and up and up and up for 2 months. Then coming down and then getting a buy signal. Yeah. So that's why I say try and find a bit of balance. Let's have a look at the 4 hour. Let me waffle a bit, guys. Let me get really down to the nitty gritty, because it is important and it is all things that I've experienced, and I'm trying to benefit you by helping you to avoid time and mistakes. Alright, let's say, look at that right down there, that buy signal there, and then there's a sell signal there, and this is on the 4 hour. So this is quite a substantial pump, yeah, on the 4 hour chart. You can see what I mean. These time frames make a big difference. Now, just above the green line, right up to the peak was 41%, guys. Right up to the sell signal, 34%, guys. So for me, I would be worried on this time frame that what's going to buy here, the trailing stop loss is going to get activated at whatever you set it, say 2%. It's going to pump up and up and up. It's going to reach that there, and it's going to come down to 28.3%, and then it's going to sell. It's going to come down some more. You've already sold, and then it's going to pump right up to 40%, 41%, and you're out of action from here. From here to here, you're out of action. From that section here, where the cross is, to this section actually, because that's the next buy signal. So, swings and roundabouts, guys. So what would I do here? Well, on a 4 hour, I would probably, because I'm on a higher time frame and I'm expecting more decent profits, I would set the trailing stop loss to maybe 5%. So it would activate the trailing stop loss, say 5%, and as long as something doesn't come down maybe 1%, you could set the trailing stop loss. Maybe 5% wouldn't be enough, so let's go in there. See, not all pumps are going to be like this one. We shouldn't even be measuring this. This is like a bonus, you know. Same as this one here. This is a bonus. This doesn't happen all the time. Most of the time we've got this. Yeah. So really, I shouldn't measure that, because the trailing stop loss would have kicked in at some point. Let's say you set your trailing stop loss at 10%. And you managed to follow it all the way up to 29%, and then it dropped to 17%. You could have had activate trading stop loss at 10% and allow for a drop of 2% maybe. So it might have sold around here. Around there. That would be okay, but now you're out until how long after? Next buy signal, another 14 days, and that's only on the 4 hour chart. So maybe the 4 hour time frame wouldn't be good for some people. It really depends on what Bitcoin is doing. Obviously, wouldn't it be nice to set up on this time frame the sell signals also? Let's have a look. Alright, so just above the green line, trend changes to an uptrend. We've got 8 on the numbers there, which means it's more bullish. You get positive 8 to minus 8 to negative 8. Positive 8 is the most bullish, and negative 8 is the most bearish. Alright, so above the green line, no trailing stop loss. And then it would sell after 15 days for 34% profit. That might be more feasible. Notice when it comes down here, there's no sell signal. It seems to know that we're still really bullish, and we're expected to continue going up. And it did. So that's why it didn't fire. Because look, when it comes down here, it didn't get below the green line. If it had, it would maybe fired off a sell signal below when this turned red. So yeah, maybe that's doable. 4 hour. Let's have a look again at another time frame. We're trying to find something that gives decent profits, happens quickly enough so we can get in and out of trades quickly, and then back into a new one quickly, because then we're compounding, and is still high enough for time frame that is fairly good profits and quite accurate. Alright, so obviously I'm not going to measure that because it's a huge move and these don't happen all the time. Let's look at these sections here, which is what Bitcoin is doing 70-80% of the time, going side to side, sideways. Alright, so let's have a measure. 2 hours, buy signal up to a sell signal, only 0.7% in more than a day. Switch the other candles, see what we get. Alright, let's have a look. That one to that one. I would be thinking about trailing stop loss on this one up to its peak there, 6.8% in one day, 7% call it, in one day, and then it drops down to 3.5%, which is only half of what you could have had if you'd have sold up there. See what I mean, guys? It's very tricky. It's very tricky trying to find that middle ground. So the 2 hour time frame, I would probably set the trailing stop loss. 12% pump there. Alright, what's this one here? Strangely, that one's only fired there. I wouldn't like that one. Look at that. Doesn't even go up too much. It's a false signal. Let's have a look. This one. Yeah, definitely trailing stop loss on this one. You could also set your hopper to cancel out any of these false signals to merge positions. So let's say it bought Bitcoin here and it didn't really go up and you got a sell signal. Well, you just wait, let the position sit, let it drop a little bit, new buy signal, buy a little bit more. So it's basically doing a DCA kind of thing, merging the positions. I mean, that buy signal is not much higher than this one. So yeah, down to there would be 1.37% down, and that took 3 days, 22 hours. I'm not really liking the 2 hour time frame. Let's have a look at the 3 hour. Let's measure some of these. Now we've got fewer signals, look, because it's a larger time frame. That means waiting longer for trades to come in. And these here, because we're quite, you know, we want a nice sideways range. There's a good one. There's a good example. Here's another good example here. Like Bitcoin is doing this most of the time. Yeah. Alright, let's have a look. Let's have a look at this one here. Alright, so that looks like a bit of a false signal because 2 candles later you're getting a sell signal. However, set your trailing stop loss, maybe, I don't know, 3%. With a 0.5% drop, you would have got almost 3% out of that one in 3 hours. And let's measure another one. There. right to its peak. Ooh, 6%. In 9 hours. Not bad. Not bad. So this seems a little bit better than the 2 hour, but not as good as the 4 hour. However, it could be better than the 4 hour because the trades are coming in more frequently. Swings and roundabouts. Alright, let's have a look. See, setting that up with a sell indicator as well, you would have been almost 1% down when it sold. That's why I don't recommend using this for the sells. Just trigger the buys, which has two benefits. It leaves you more alerts available and allows you to do more coins because you've got more alerts, and allows you to use the trailing stop loss. Alright, let's have a look at this one. This is very sideways. Alright, so that one would have taken quite a long time, and its peak would have been 4% after 4 days, 3 hours. See? Actually, the peak is not too far above. Where it bought. And that's that one. Lot of sideways. Lot of sideways. Alright. It would help. Yeah, it looks a bit better when you do it like that. Alright, so buy up to the peak, 2.85% there at the peak, and just, you know, in and out trade, same candle, so less than 3 hours, 2.85% up, and then it just comes down. And if you'd have got the sell signal there, the sell signal would have been lower than the buy signal, so you'd have waited how many days for that? If you relied just on the sell signals from Lorentzian, you'd have been at minus 1% after 5 days, 12 hours. Trailing stop loss, guys. I'm sure it's a better way to go. Pretty sure. Unless you're on a huge time frame, you're very patient, and you use these sell signals, which are more accurate on higher time frames. Look at that, 4 days, 4 hours to get 0.5%. But imagine catching this kind of move here. And imagine on the daily chart, look at that. You've got a buy signal there, then the next day it just dumps. Dumps all the way down another 9%. What is it? 8.5% down after entering a trade, after waiting all this time here. Finally enters a trade. The next day, hang on, it goes up to 3.2%, and you'll be thinking, yay, it's going really well. And the next day you wake up and you see it's dropped on the next candle to minus 3% on the next candle the next day, and then to minus 8%. You would be a bit pissed off. Yeah. So what do I recommend? I recommend do not use the 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute or 1 hour. Use Up to you, possibly 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour. Not as much as a day. If you were patient though, and you'd have got in on that trade there, no stop loss set, you'd have got in there, you'd have held the coin even down to minus 8.5, not having a sell signal yet, look, even though we've gone below this red trend line, no sell signal. And it seems to be quite clever, this indicator, at knowing that, don't worry, we're going to go back up, and indeed we do. We're up to 36% at that peak, down a bit again, 41%, down again to 9%. Ideally you want to be buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, wouldn't you? So yeah, I think I will show you how to set up on the 4 hour, because that's kind of middle of the road, not waiting too long for trades, getting a decent profit on some of the trades, not getting too many false signals, and using a trailing stop loss, and only using the buys rather than the sells. So the benefits being, you get more alerts. You get 20 alerts with your Tradingview instead of just 10 coins. You get 20 coins. You can set up Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Gala, BNB, etc. You can choose 20 coins here, you doing just the buy signals. So shall I show you how to set that up? Alright, so here I am in my paper trading bot that I would have to delete to get this new strategy going based on the 4 hour. Alright, so let me view all. Let me go to simulators, paper trading, and delete this one. Where's the delete option gone? I think it's down below clone bot. Why is it not showing? Alright, simply refreshing the screen did the trick. Alright, delete. Zoom back in. Alright, so clean slate, new bot, trading bot. I'm going to select this Binance one here, USDT. And I'm going to make sure paper trading is switched on. Disable the bot, don't want any misfires. Save. Now we're going to go into the setup of the bot. First it's going to ask you to deposit some money. First of all, I'm just going to set the fees on Binance. If you are using Binance Coin, you get a 25% discount, and therefore instead of 0.1% fee, it's 0.075, which is a lot of money over time. Alright, so this way you get more accurate results when you put in the actual fees. Alright, so now I need to deposit 1,000 fake dollars. Okay. Now then, if I enable that and then reset the stats here, I don't know why that's because of the old bot that I deleted, so I wish Cryptohopper would fix that. So I want everything zeroed out. Alright. So very fiddly. Always have this problem when I reset the bot. Alright, so I need to deposit again. So that there says minus 1,000 because I told it the start balance was 1,000, but there's no money in there now because I restarted it. So they deposit that now. Alright, does that work? Okay. Okay, that says 1,000 in green, and that says 0. Cool, that's all set. Alright. All trade history, just check that there are no trades from the old bot. Okay, good. Now, go to config. We're going to set up our Lorentzian on the 4-hour. Now, go to basic settings, give the bot a name. I'm going to call this fake money bot. And I'm going to give it a date because I like to remember when I started the bot. Okay, save. And I'm just going to zip through a few things here. Exchange is Binance, paper trading, yeah. Highest bid, lowest ask, save. Notifications, I don't want them. I don't want pings on my phone every few minutes. Buy settings, alright, market. This doesn't really matter what you do here because Tradingview alerts when it sends the buy signals. It's just going to override anything. If you put 1 million alerts into Tradingview to buy, it would buy 1 million positions if you've got enough money to do that. So changing this is kind of pointless. Alright, so there's the auto merge position I mentioned earlier. Position function. Alright, so most of the things on this page don't really matter. What matters most is whether your stop loss is on or off. Your strategy, I'm going to change this to signals only. Alright, because it's waiting for the Tradingview signals. If that's switched off, it will use multiple TA factors. Alright, so I'm going to switch on signals only so those multiple TA factors don't interfere with what we're doing. Alright, coins and amounts. Now again, because we're using Tradingview, you can have 0 in here. You can delete all of these here if you wanted and just set up Tradingview certain coins, let's say 20 coins if you've got 20 alerts, and it would buy them whether it's on this list or not. Alright, so now this is important here, how much it's going to spend, because Tradingview doesn't care. Alright, so let's say we only want 1.05, so $10.50, and we say 1.1% would be $11. Alright, so like that. Switch that off because I want it to compound. Save that. Alright, so that's all set how I want it. We're on USDT. Strategy, again, signals only. Trailing stop buy, nothing to set in there. Never used it. don't even know how it works. Sell settings, put in, just going to put 1000% in there, because you never know, something could go up 1000% and I would want to sell it at that point. Max open time to sell 10 minutes. Alright, click save. Sell strategy, nothing to worry about in there, because we're using the trailing stop loss. Alright, stop loss, I've got it switched off on this particular strategy, up to you whether you enable it or not. Trailing stop loss. Now, what did we say for the 4 hour? Did we say activate at 2% with a 0.5% drop? Enable, use trailing stop loss only, reset, only sell with profit. So that's how I set that. So it's going to allow the position to go up to 2%. It's going to activate the trailing stop loss. So if it goes up to 2%, 3%, 4%, and then it drops back down to 3.5%, which is 0.5% less than 4%, it's going to sell at 3.5%. Alright. Auto close, we don't use it. Shorting settings, we're not using it. Dollar cost averaging, that's up to you whether you use that or not. So anyway, I'm not going to use dollar cost averaging, because I can always do that manually, yeah, or I can do the merge positions if it gets another buy signal on the 4 hour for a specific coin. Alright, and it can merge the positions together, more or less the same as what a DCA would do. Okay, so that's all set. Now, how do we get these Lorentzian buy signals to come through to the bot? Well, that's quite simple. Go to Marketplace on here and go to Apps and go to Tradingview, and what you need to do is generate a webhook URL. This will be unique for everybody's different hoppers. So because this is my paper trading bot, and I'm going to recreate it, you can do that at any time, and then I'm going to copy that. Alright, and I need to take this into Tradingview. So let me bring up my Tradingview. Alright, I'm on the 4 hour, so find the alerts and go to notifications on here, and this is where you plug in your webhook URL. So that's my old one, but I've just regenerated it, so I'm going to paste that one in there. That's the new one. Okay, and I'm going to create that. Don't need to create it yet. Right, so here we are. We've only got one indicator on screen. We're on the 4 hour chart, and let's make sure I'm going to choose the Heikin Ashi candles, because you seem to have better results using those. Alright, so these might differ slightly depending on which type of candles you use. Alright, so alerts, click your alert. We're on Bitcoin, we're on 4 hours, we're on Heikin Ashi, and we want to choose the indicator that we want an alert on, and we need to choose the action to take on that indicator. Now these options here, you can have once per bar. It's going to repeat every time you get a buy signal like this, it's just going to keep going forever and ever and ever. Alright, and so that one alert is going to be an infinitely long alert, so it's going to get used again and again. If you click only once, it will only fire once, so it would fire here, and that would be it. The alert would be deleted, and you'd have to create a new one if you wanted one to appear for the next time. Alright, once per bar close, what does that do? That means that if the alert goes off here, it's not going to send a message until the next candle. So it's on the bar close. So if the bar closes here and opens here, there. It would trigger a buy alert there, so you'd have to wait an extra 4 hours. That's a good way to actually confirm the buy signal. However, with Lorentzian, I don't think it repaints. I mean, sometimes on other indicators it will print a buy signal, and 10 minutes later the buy signal disappears, making it a false signal, and I've never noticed it doing that on Lorentzian. Alright, so you could have that option if you wanted. Alright, so for this one I'm going to use once per bar, and now because I've got my webhook URL already plugged in, I'm just going to type in a description here for my reference. 4 hour BTC buy paper Lorentzian. Okay, so I know in the future I know what was going on. Alright, so back to Cryptohopper here. Now I need to generate a buy signal, and switch this to market, and I'm going to choose my coin BTC. Remember, BTC in all caps, make sure that says buy, and I'm going to click generate, and it'll bring me my little code here. There's the Hopper ID, that's the paper trading bot there. Copy that alert back to Tradingview and paste that message into there. Alright, and that is one alert set for Bitcoin on the 4 hour. Now I could go to here and tweak the sounds if I wanted, so I'll get that sound when the alert fires off. Alright, I prefer that one. Alright, so create that. Now the next time we get one of these on the 4 hour, my bot, my paper trading bot, will buy. Alright, so it could be a while, could be several days before a new one comes, because we just had one and we haven't even had a sell signal yet. Alright, so now same thing for ETH. Now you don't even need to go into your Cryptohopper to do your next alert. All you do is you tweak something. So your webhook is already in there because it's remembered it from the last one. Once per bar, select the correct thingy and select open long and put in 4 hour ETH buy paper Lorentzian. Alright, and then paste that message that as you can see it says BTC, so you don't want it to buy Bitcoin when you're trying to trade with Ethereum, so delete that there, type in ETH in all caps, buy is good. Okay, that is now set, so that is your second alert set for your second position. Now I could do the same thing for the next 18 coins, but I don't want to bore you to death because I've already waffled on for almost an hour already. Now obviously, because this is set to the 4 hour and we've already had some buy signals just a few hours ago, like Monday 10th of April at 11 PM was the last one on Bitcoin. How much would I have been up if it had done that on a real trading account? Well, it could have gone right up to the peak of 7.39%, and taking into account the drop afterwards, 6.21% currently, with more to come by the looks of it. Alright, a little tip for you, if you're going to set up this on your paper trading bot, do it on your paper trading bot, give it a good week at least. If you're more patient, more diligent, give it a month and try it, see what happens after a month. Alright, now there's one way that I like to use to know when I should start my bot trading, when I should switch on the bot. Where is it? If I go back into the dashboard, when I should switch the bot on. Alright, so you want to know when to start the bot. A good way, a rule of thumb kind of thing, is this indicator here, cipher B plus divergences by Fu Manchu. Now, the best way to start trading from fresh is when you get one of these green dots down here, yeah, on the daily. So see that green dot there? Fantastic time to start the bot. See that green dot there? A good time to start the bot, not as fantastic as down here, because down here was down here, look. Alright, so you see the green dot down there, you go, alright, I'll switch the bot on now. You could do that on a 12-hour if you wanted, or the 8-hour, but I certainly wouldn't go much less. One day, even the week, if you're really patient. Look at that dot there, but that would have been December, 3 months ago, over 3 months ago. Oh, the last green dot actually was March the 23rd. It's at March 13th. Alright, so a few days ago. We're on March 10th now. Hang on. 13th of March. 10th of April. Yeah, good few days ago. Alright. A month ago. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Alright, so do you get me? So maybe slip on the day chart, load up Fu Manchu, cipher B, have a look. If you've got something like this, or this, good, you know, good, even there, good, green dot, 1 day chart, generally a good place to start the bot. Alright, if you'd have started the bot here, you could have had, you know, the green dot goes, you switch on the bot, the next candle comes, which is the next day, yeah, the next 2 days, you get a signal from Lorentzian and it pumps, and you're up 30% after 29 days. Alright, so try it on whatever time period you like, Lorentzian, and test it on paper. Obviously don't just blindly do this on your real money account, because I am not responsible if things go wrong. I can't predict what Bitcoin's going to do, or any of the altcoins, any more than anyone can. Alright, so I would need to switch this on, and maybe I'm going to wait several days for it to buy Bitcoin again, based on that 4-hour chart that we've just been using. Okay, and it will buy, and the trading stop loss, remember, was set to, let's have a look, yeah, 2. You could change that, try different numbers, try 5 with a 1% drop, hoping for at least 4%. Remember, these kind of trades take longer to play out, so you have to wait longer for them to go up more. So grab 2%, in my opinion, and grab 2%, minimum 1.5% on each trade, and keep those trades coming and going quickly. Alright, so if you want the secret sauce for Cryptohopper, there's a link down below. All you have to do to qualify for the secret sauce, I put together lots and lots of videos showing you how to set up the bot safely, and there's a link below the video. Go ahead and use that link if you want to get a hold of the secret sauce. I don't often do videos, but when I do, you know, you can guarantee that I'm putting a lot of effort into them. And if you go ahead down below, there should be a link for Cryptohopper. I will put a link for Tradingview as well if you don't have that. and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Alright, take care, and don't forget to try this out on paper first. Alright, good luck to you.